The excitement level around here at a fever pitch as we're underway in the 2020 NFC Championship game. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go, come on. Hey, where y'all going? Zoom. Green 19 to 9.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Eric Armstead in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's going to air one out. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 36 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short. Rodgers to throw once more. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 right at the 20. This is Clement. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in from the 20. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Elliott now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Here's Breida, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. The first carry here for Ty Montgomery. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Throwing is Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Eric Armstead in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
That's fine, yeah.
Rodgers going to throw. And he's going to go down again. Eric Armstead in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. DeForest Buckner in there to drop him yet again, and he must be shell-shocked back there. That's now back-to-back-to-back sacks, and it's 4th down. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
319. What a 50. Yeah, Liz.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Now he's flushed out left. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Ty Montgomery that time. And now it's 3rd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Rodgers looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And that goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On 1st down, Rodgers. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
Hey, check 26. Zoom.
And again, it's Rodgers. That's caught. It's Thomas. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike. Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Michael Thomas from 3 yards out. And the Eagles add on to their lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain it.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They give him a gain of 37. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going down the field again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
Buying time to his left. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We'll be back with more in the NFC title bout after this. 49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
65.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve, and that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
Here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. The first throw for the backup Foles. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Rodgers now to throw again. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Cassius Marsh. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Letting one go deep. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime. Who will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? 2 more quarters to go. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I like that. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On third and long, it's Garoppolo. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return, but I don't think they care. They've got the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On second down, here's Rodgers. He's going to go for a big play, and that's caught inside the 30. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big play there for Philly. 44 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Second down, Montgomery. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
The Eagles on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Dancing to his left. That's complete right around the 8. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. To throw is Rodgers, operating from the gun. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. In for the score. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long, and they made themselves today, as you can see, the class of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like a Super Bowl trip is very much in their future.
And the fans starting to book those tickets. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too caught.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox able to swamp him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle. It's tight end, and it's 3rd down.
You know they wanted, you know they expected, they needed to. Missed his warm-up time.
The whole team did come out a little bit later than usual. I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
Must have been a heck of a halftime speech.
Yeah, maybe just trying to rally the troops back from this deficit. From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And taken right at the 35. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down in those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Rodgers going to give this one to Montgomery. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
I know I'm supposed to be watching the entire field, but right now I'm kind of locked in on the guy calling the plays. Back-to-back, big-time plays for him, including a run on the last one. Right now, he's got to feel really good about his chances of getting into the end zone. Run it, pass it, either way, they have the confidence going right now.
Now Montgomery, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. play fake to Montgomery. Now Rodgers looking middle, and it's incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it's 3rd and 5.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Now Rodgers escaping the pressure right. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Go ahead. 13.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
11. 12, fellas, here we go. 13.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A big play there for the Niners. 52 yards.
I got you. 11. 21.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Flushed out right. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
He'll get it up the middle. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making them do it that way, didn't they?
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And his kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Rodgers handing to Montgomery. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
He gets it to Thomas. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Rodgers now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Kyle Emanuel in there to drop him the 7th time tonight. He's gone down. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
319.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. That's going to set them back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. From the gun, Rodgers. He's going to look deep down the field. And got his man complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. On the sneak, Rodgers. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Instead of having to play follow the leader there, the leader led.
I like that. And he likes that, doesn't he? 1st and goal, let me do the job.
Because you know when he falls into the end zone after falling behind those big guys who pushed up front, that's a pretty good celebration, isn't it?
Gives him a little street cred in the locker room, too, doesn't it?
Street cred, and then when they go out to dinner afterwards, he's still picking up the check.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Time for a break. Back with more in the NFC Championship game after this.
85 is coming. 85 is coming. Watch him. Watch him. Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right. Easy. 4 down. 11.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete.
Go.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. 8 yards there on a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Garoppolo now, just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a first and 10. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Here's second and 10 now from about the 32.
6. 11.
Garoppolo again here on second and 10. And his throw here's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. And now another one thrown incomplete.
I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
That fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch. There's the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Hurry up. Jump out.
Rodgers looking to throw. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey, 47 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Elliott now to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
11.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Derek Barnett coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
There's Garoppolo to throw. Now a desperation throw, deep down. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Mills. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. You know, Charles, just thinking about it, plenty of recent conference championship games have needed OT to decide who goes to the Super Bowl.
And we can go back a little ways, can't we? Go back 2012. Giants in San Francisco. That was an overtime game. The Giants ended up going on to the Super Bowl. How about the one where the Giants went to Green Bay, Lambeau, and beat the Magic of that stadium?
Pulling up in that new toy, the wrist on that boy, rock star like Pink Floyd, waving at rude boy, I'm waving at you boy, ran off on the two like True Goy, imagine me do boy, you can never do what I do boy, still ducking that I did boy, in Paris for a hit boy, these ain't the same type of hits boy, can get boy, you don't take these type of risks.